Good morning. This is Valley Fever Voices. This is my first podcast, and I just wanted to introduce myself. I'm Dr. Pamela Dragos, and my mission is to bring awareness about Valley Fever. So, this podcast is going to be about anything Valley Fever. We're going to talk to researchers, we're going to talk to medical physicians, we're going to talk to veterinarians that are treating pets with Valley Fever. We're going to talk to people with Valley Fever or people with loved ones that are suffering with Valley Fever. We'll talk to pet guardians that have pets with Valley Fever. We're just going to talk about Valley Fever and just get the word out there because too many people are unaware of Valley Fever, which is the big problem. So I have a canine Valley Fever guide that gives you information about the symptoms and possible solutions to helping your pet or your dog with Valley Fever. So if you go to www.caninevalleyfeverguide.com, that's the letter K, the number 9, valleyfeverguide.com. And you can get some information for your dog and probably you too. So I'm actually recording this first podcast in Costa Rica, where I'm volunteering as a visiting vet helping wildlife in Costa Rica. But I wanted to get this podcast started. A little bit about me. I'm a veterinarian. I've been practicing for 34 years, and I've literally been in the trenches treating Valley Fever in pets for over 30 years. And I had Valley Fever myself twice. 4 of my dogs have had Valley Fever. I've lost 2 dogs to Valley Fever, and I've been treating Valley Fever in pets for decades. And about 10 years ago, I transitioned to holistic medicine, which really opened my eyes to how I could treat Valley Fever in pets. So now I address the whole dog or the whole pet, and I address the immune system. So I do a lot of immune support and diet management and things that will help the pharmaceuticals work when a pet has Valley Fever. So this also goes for people. And we're going to talk to a lot of people that have a lot of different experiences with different supplements and medications and different opinions. And I'm excited to hear all of that. I moved to Arizona to go to Arizona State University in 1981. And in 1982, I developed Valley Fever when I was here. I got misdiagnosed in the ER, which is a real common situation. But fortunately, I wandered into a primary care doctor's office, and he recognized my symptoms right away and got me on medication. And it was a really simple, short treatment. That's not the case in pets. The treatment for Valley Fever is very long. And, you know, the common thought is that Valley Fever is when you have Valley Fever or have had Valley Fever, that you're immune for life. And so I was kind of cavalier about Valley Fever after that, thinking that, you know, I couldn't get it again. So I wasn't really worried about it. But I did get it again. So like 40 years later, I had to count, 40 years later, I developed Valley Fever again, and it was a lot worse. And it may be because I was older, but I felt like I had a great immune system, but maybe I didn't, or maybe I just got a big blast of the fungal spores. So I actually got Valley Fever from my dog who had a draining tract over a bone, which is a zoonotic condition, meaning it can spread from animals to people and animals to animals. So when we have a draining tract from Valley Fever in a bone, and it's draining to the outside. It's basically like a fungal culture, and the spores are produced and released into the air. And I think because I wasn't as careful as I probably should have been, I was exposed to the spores and developed a fungal pneumonia, just like I did in 1982. But then it spread to my knee and caused a septic arthritis in my knee. So it disseminated. And when that all went down, when Katie, my dog, got valley fever, and she actually died because it went to her spinal cord and her brain. And then another dog died a week later because it went to his heart. And so with me getting it and losing 2 dogs, that's what started me on this mission. I thought, this is a sign. This is the universe telling me that I need to get the word out about valley fever. I'm losing 2 of my wonderful dogs, and I got really sick. And there are people that are sick and suffering out there and don't know what to do. So valley fever is complicated. For valley fever in dogs, I actually have a video that you can watch that goes over some of the immune system support strategies you can do. And if you go to caninevalleyfeverrelief.com, you can find that. And some of the immune system support that we can do both for ourselves and our pets is to make sure they're on a healthy diet. So a fresh food diet. So something that's going to support the immune system and not keep generating a lot of inflammation in the body, which really hurts the immune system and makes the body work too hard to keep the health at a good level. And there are other things for immune support. There are supplements, there are herbs, there are exercises with people, there are emotional or physical strategies like Qigong and Tai Chi and meditation and yoga, things to support yourself and support your immune system. For dogs and pets, we don't really do Qigong for them, but things like exercises and puzzle games and things that just keep them busy and engaged and give them something to do and give them a job, because that's what pets need. They need something to do. If they're bored, that affects their immune system. So I have a really nice online self-study course for pet lovers that have a dog with valley fever. It's called rescueyourdogfromvalleyfever.com. So if you head over there and check that out, you can actually sign up for that program and learn all the things that I do for dogs that have valley fever. So things like what are healthy diets, what are the herbs and supplements that you can use for the different variations of valley fever, what are the manual therapies, what kind of physical therapies you can do. I also go over testing for valley fever and all the tests that are available so that you are aware of those when you go in to speak with your vet about what to do with your pet. I talk about how to advocate for your dog. And it's a 9-week course that you can go through all the videos at your leisure. And learn what to do for your dog and why. So lots of information to educate and give you tools to take an action plan and then put that action plan in motion to help your dog with valley fever. So I want to thank you all for being here. And again, this is Valley Fever Voices, recording from Costa Rica. And I'll talk to you again.